Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over and checked in for Brooklyn. T comes in for Joe Harris. The Nets have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
That free throw good from Harden. And competition is at the root of all sports. Certainly, sometimes, things get chippy. And as a player, Greg, how do you handle that aspect when emotions and physicality get going?
You're always taught to control your emotions, but easier said than done. In reality, sometimes you have to man up. You have to let it be known that you're not going to accept things, and at the same time, you got to be smart. So the goal is to beat the other team.
Take a break.
Not literally.
2 shots.
Johnson. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's T. And it's Griffin in at the pivot spot, manning the game. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. The free throw drops for Zubac. Los Angeles making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. And both free throws good for Zubac. And here are the Nets. They're on a 17-5 run here. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Floats one, and the layup is good. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
On the wing, Johnson. And no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's George. Zubac against Johnson. Here's Leonard, 6 to shoot. Connects on the foul line jumper. Leonard's got 17 now.
Now you settle in and you watch the show coming from Kawhi as he's filling it up and doing it in a lot of ways.
And again, no good by Brooklyn. Pass to Jackson. Driving inside, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And this is the time they wanted to mount the rally and get back into it.
T, guarded by Jackson, and finished off by Griffin.
Wow, Blake Griffin giving you all the highlights right here. His jams igniting both the crowd and his teammates.
L.A. has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. And George kicks to Zubac. Pass to Leonard. Irving against George. James Harden with the rebound. Harden's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Inside. Griffin slams it in.
Wow, his ability to score gets so much attention. Harden demonstrating why he's also regarded as an elite level passer.
And the Clippers call time here.
And really an incredible playmaker his entire career. Harden has taken that notch, and he now often looks for his teammates first.
And a new person for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. Johnson comes in for James Johnson. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Mills in for Irving. And then for Los Angeles, Serge Ibaka checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And subbed in for George. And huge assist totals for Harden, which is also a reflection, Greg, of the talent around him.
And he's played with some of the best finishers in the game throughout his career. What changed starting last year was his mindset, making him all that much more difficult to defend.
Here's T. Good work defensively by Ibaka.
We're not going to see that very often. The defense in the vicinity, but still, he's not one to blow layups.
Man can hit. Brooklyn's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Here's T. Drills the three-pointer. T's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Well, he isn't just making headlines on the court. It was announced that he has partnered with Gatorade.
You know, this is big, I think, Greg, for MP. Gatorade doesn't just partner with anyone. They recognize his star potential and knew they had to make him part of their team. On the wing, Johnson. Now the pass to T. And he drives it. The Nets have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far. And the first one at the line is good. Free throw's good from T.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Pass to Ibaka. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets having no problems at all. 29 points heading into the... And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by...
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So with Leonard on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. With Batum, and it's Justice Winslow, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's man in at the shooting guard position. Unloaded from 13, and that one's good. Durant's got 21 in the game.
That stroke is just so effortless from KD. Another 2 from the mid-range.
Passes it to man. Ibaka in the post. Covered by Mills. Shots good by Ibaka.
Some grown man stuff down on the inside from Serge. Able to take that punishment and still finish it off.
Kick it out, baby.
Here's Claxton, defended by Batum. Inside, shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws. We've heard the calls for more diversity among head coaches, Greg. With the turnover this offseason came a lot of opportunity.
And, Kevin, that's really what it's all about, right? The league's values of diversity and inclusion have been really pushed to the forefront. And I think that's one reason why our game is so popular globally, because it is so inclusive.
Yeah, orchestrating right now, Rondo should be playing with a baton.
Here's T. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 7 rebounds in the game.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he is really off.
Good on the bucket.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Durant, the pass to Claxton. It's stolen. Here's man. Covered by Mills. Outside Rondo. A 3-ball. Brooklyn with the rebound. KD's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Sinks that one from the post. Durant's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches. A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. So for the Nets, James Johnson checked in for Durant, and it's Bembry in for Patty Mills. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And good that time.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
T, he's covered by Rondo.
Hey, right here.
And now that we've gotten a taste of it, Greg, what do you think of the play-in tournament?
I love it. I mean, it definitely has some pros and cons, and you want to keep as many teams as possible engaged down the stretch, but it's a long season, and for some teams, it just got a little bit long.
High, arcing shot, rebounded by the Nets. Claxton's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Bembry. Now Johnson. He kicks it to Brown. From deep. Kennard with the rebound. Clippers have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the 4th. Down low. And Rajon Rondo, the basket on the assist by Winslow.
Winslow out there surveying and finds the open man.
T. He's covered by Rondo. It's Brown on the wing. There's the feed to Johnson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Justice Winslow.
240 pounds at 6'8". That's where James Johnson right there can be intimidating against any opponent, especially inside.
Johnson's checking.
And Nick Batum, he can kind of give you a bit of everything on the wing, a true jack of all trades.
It's interesting, GA, because that versatility is what got him a long-term contract to play in Charlotte for a number of years. And now coming full circle, he's back to that versatile play around other guys who are star players. That's what makes him so valuable to any club he plays with now.
That one is no good. And we are seeing a lot of star players now, Brent, gravitate to the big markets. Do you think the NBA will ever have something like a franchise tag similar to pro football?
That's an interesting idea. I don't think so. I don't know if the NBA Players Union would sign off on something like that. You know, the first thing that might be addressed is getting to a point where there is a salary cap and a hard cap for teams to stay under some sort of financial restrictions that allow the smaller markets.
Over.
Now, here is George. And there's the drive. And it's George finishing it off.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
Johnson kicks to Bembry. To the wing on the left. T. Good on the three-point shot.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
Yeah, huge motivation. Always great for a young team, but come with that kind of into the spirit of the game.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us at this most special time of the year. We'll watch the Memphis Grizzlies in this one as they go up against the Brooklyn Nets here in Barclays Center. With Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Joining us from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. Allie,
Kyrie Irving has settled in Brooklyn after his time in Cleveland and Boston. He said, "I'm grateful to be in a position to set a better example." What I learned was, even on the bad days, you have to galvanize the group. And there isn't one leader. It's the balance of leadership. Guys?
Wise words, Allie. Thank you for that. And the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. Jackson Jr. and Adams together inside. Ja Morant is out there with DeAnthony Melton. And it's Brooks in at the 3, the small forward. And then for the Brooklyn Nets, Durant and Griffin, the combo out front. Harden at the 2 with Harris at small forward. And it's Irving in at the point. And Grant, as you watch the league since you retired, what do you think is the biggest change?
Well, I started to see the three-point boom change towards the end of my career. And, of course, also how centers are used is the biggest change of them all.
Morant with it. What a tremendous game he played against San Antonio. And there's the foul. It'll go on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. Group. So Memphis going with an almost entire new group here. Tillman's checked in for Adams. Clark comes in for Jackson. Anderson's checked in for Brooks. And it's Bledsoe in for Melton. .29 seconds left in the first quarter. The Nets with a lead. Here's T. Pass to Brown. Shot clock at 6. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Morant. Well, offense is the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Nets leading by 8. And we'll be back in just a minute. And the imagination of Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is a kid stretching the limits of his creativity.
I can. And legend has it, growing up, Kyrie's backboard had a corner busted off, so he learned to put spin on the ball to finish around it.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
I'll tell you, that willingness to make the extra pass, that is what creates good looks. It also forces the defense to scramble.
James Johnson's out there with Nicholas Claxton. Then it's Bruce Brown. Then there's Johnson. And it's T in at the point. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter.
In the last outing against the Clippers, played an important role for them. He finished with 10 points and was dialed in, looking good from deep and from the line. He gives them a real weapon coming off the bench. We'll see if he can match that effort tonight. Guys?
Okay, thanks for that. You know, the impact he had on that game was big.
And it's not easy to point to just one area he made a difference. His effect was felt all over the place. He was on fire.
Pretty much in attack mode the whole evening. We'll see if he plays with that same level of aggression here tonight.
And he's one of those stat sheet stuffers. Kyle Anderson at 6'9" gives you rebounding, playmaking, Grant, a little bit of everything.
I mean, the combination of size with skill is what makes him special. And his wingspan helps him impact the game in so many ways.
Shooting two.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
Well, guys, they are dialed in from long range already. They didn't waste any time getting into a move out there.
Well, they've established their presence in the paint tonight also. And a lot of their scoring coming from down low so far.
Brooklyn has gone 1 of 2 from downtown here in the second. Here's T, pounded by Morant. T. keep it alive.
I got him.
6 to shoot.
Don't
To the
forget
inside.
Get there.
And
Nets leading by 4. And in 2021, we saw Tim Duncan enter the Hall of Fame with others. You think of his iconic bank shot, and Clark, why don't more players, you think, perfect that shot?
Well, you know what? Shots that are that iconic are really hard to master. So I think some legends have just perfected something that few others can master in the same way. That's part of it. The other part of it is that the game is so different now. It's a three-point shooting game. You don't necessarily need a signature shot. If you can shoot it from deep and drive it, then you can play in today's NBA.
So the Grizzlies 5 right now. And to the point with Bledsoe is the off guard. Kyle Anderson is out there with Brandon Clark. And it's Tillman in at the 5. Now here's Morant. He's got 18. Here's Clark, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. The game now all tied.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a
Sorry.
big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the board, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Timeout called the Nets. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them do a little bit of everything in that game, showed a lot of versatility.
And, you know, everything seemed to just kind of flow naturally for them. Felt like they were in a groove from the opening tip.
Durant checked in for the Nets. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Second violation, too much time getting it up court. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And this is why coaches stress the importance of defense. Big block there in this close game.
And so it's Memphis with it. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. He has a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, T in that last outing against the Clippers played a major role. He had 10 points, and he was in a groove all game long, from both the free throw line and behind the arc. It was a great combination for a guy who's considered to be more of a role player for his team. We'll see what he can bring to the table tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure wouldn't bet against him.
No, you can't bet against a guy like that. He looks like he's in a groove, focused, on top of his game. No reason that he can't keep it going.
Now, here is Irving, following the miss by John Morant. The kick out to Irving, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation. So for the Nets, Griffin's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Harden in for Johnson. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for the Grizzlies. DeAnthony Melton comes in for John Morant. And the Grizzlies leading by 3.
And if you're wondering if Ja Morant lacks for confidence, well, look no further than his point guard moniker. This kid is fearless, and he's hungry, and he plays with that proverbial chip on his shoulder.
Now here's Durant, following the miss by Eric Bledsoe, and the shot is good.
And with that bucket, he ceases a 14-0 run by the Grizzlies.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And it's also off the drive and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And Craig, you talk about the fearlessness for Morant, reminiscent of Allen Iverson, the way he throws his body all around.
I mean, get knocked down, get right back up. At the same time, at 6'3", he can add strength to that frame. I know that's the goal of his as he looks to absorb contact and dish out a little of his own.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe.
You know, an athletic and strong player at his position is Bledsoe, and he's a confident guy who I think makes an impact at both ends of the floor.
And the Nets making a change here. Harris is checked in. Memphis also making some changes. Adams, he's checked in for Brandon Clark. And Brooks subbed in for Anderson. And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. And Craig, at this point in the year, if your system overall doesn't seem to be working, how much can you really change before the offseason?
Well, usually a system change would come with a coaching change, but sometimes it's not the system, and sometimes you just need a different voice. And keep in mind, you also have to evaluate that roster and find out if the players on that roster are a good match for the system.
Here's Brooks. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Brooks feeling it out a bit. Pass to Bledsoe. Clock at 6. Here's Jackson. And he drops it in from the low post. Jackson's got the lead up to 3 now for Memphis.
And don't forget, his dad played in the NBA as well. So Jackson probably grew up getting bumped all the time trying to score in the backyard.
Good on the shot.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Bledsoe outside. Outside Jackson. And they'll get another chance. Goes back up. They get it again. Adams. The pass to Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
And the flush from Jackson Jr. Great wingspan, and at 6'11", he's got a little nasty in him.
Irving passes to Griffin. Harden outside. On its way from Irving for 2. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Irving's got 4 points this quarter.
He's starting to find himself out there now. You know, he's taking much better shots here in the second quarter.
To the middle. Jackson throws it down.
What agility there. Look how quick Jackson moves after setting the screen. Perfect execution.
Here's Harden. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Passes it to Melton. Down low, trying to find Jackson. He's down now. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
And this is where Jackson feasts. And at times, he's just too overwhelming for the D, which results in the foul. Two.
And that one falls for Jackson.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Mills, he's checked in for Kyrie Irving. And Memphis also making a switch. Baines checked in for Eric Bledsoe.
And you have to respect Jaren Jackson's toughness. This kid has had some early injury struggles, but he always returns to the floor determined to pick up right where he left off.
Now here's Durant. 23 points for him the last game against the Clippers. Brooks, the pass to Baines. Back to Brooks. Pass to Adams. Now here's Melton. Driving in. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Melton's got 7 points in the game.
Sensational ball movement there. When you pass the ball like that, good things happen.
Here's Harden. Dominates with a slam dunk. Steven Adams did not like that at all.
Boy, the confidence of Harden, I love it. When it comes to dribbling the ball, he feels like he can go by anybody at any time.
Melton with the ball. Off the inbound, no good.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. It's the Grizzlies up 2. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a quick one as both teams try to gain an edge. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter. Sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. The small and power forwards are Harris and Durant. Irving and Harden, the two star guards. And it's Griffin in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Harden really looks like he's been having fun out there.
I would agree with that, Kevin, and he says he's the same way off the court, too. I don't know him off the court, but he says he loves meeting new people. I don't have any trouble believing that. He enjoys engaging with kids, and certainly the bright tennis shoes are part of everybody's NBA attire now, but he wears it as an expression of his personality.
Griffin kicks to KD. Good for the fifth time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
Now, here is Irving. Following the miss by Ja Morant. And Brooklyn with another turnover here.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Blake Griffin. "90 seconds now into the second half. Morant surveying the D. And he uses the glass on the layup. Morant's got 4 points in the quarter.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Irving passes to Claxton. Harden kicks to Irving. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And more than one observer, Greg, has called Irving the most entertaining player in the game. What do you think?
A lot of competition for that distinction, but Irving does some things that no one else can, at least at his level. And then you never know when he's going to give us a juicy soundbite.
First one falls for him.
And when it comes to handling the rock, Irving is second to none.
Greg, could not agree with you more. He is special in the highest form of special. Great ball handling skills, finishing ability with both hands. I don't know if I've seen a better finisher under 6'3" in the history of the league. You might have somebody in mind, but nobody's been better than Kyrie Irving at finishing and getting it done with his handles and skill.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Pass to Anderson. Here's Tillman. There's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Nets, Johnson comes in for Kevin Durant, and it's Brown in for Joe Harris. Clark kicks to Melton. Back to Clark. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Clark's got 6.
You got to know, this is Clark's skill set at this stage of his career. He takes quality shots when he's inside.
Now, here is Harden. 6 points for him, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance of for one more.
So far, so good to begin this half. They're 3 for 3. Perfect.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting one.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
Harden's career, as we all know, is littered with huge stats, but he recently became the first player in NBA history to post a 30-point triple-double in a debut game with a new team.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. Melton hits them both. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Harden the pass to Claxton. Brown dishes to Harden. There's the drive. Anderson with the block. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. Minutes gone now in the third quarter. Shot clock at 5. And on the way from Irving, doesn't go for him. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. They can look forward to the Cavaliers after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That'll be the second of this 2 hours. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Melton hits them both.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
Here's Claxton. Here's Brown. Anderson with the block. Morant against Irving. Melton. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. For Memphis, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
And in terms of team numbers, the free throw percentage is right at 74.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys. But it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
And he knocks down the first one. Griffin's checked in for Brooklyn. Mills comes in for James Harden. Melton hits them both. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Mills looking it over. And there's the pass to Irving. To the paint. Brown kicks to Mills. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. The rebound by Anderson. And it's Anderson with the ball for Memphis. Here's Melton. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving. And, guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Grizzlies?
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint,
Take a
closing
break.
out
Take a break.
airspace and sending shots back.
Another factor here tonight has been the amount of points they've scored off turnovers.
First one falls. The Grizzlies making a switch here. Baines checked in. He's off on the second.
And for a player with Blake Griffin's physical makeup, it was a big adjustment when he had to deal with injury issues. He's really had to reshape his body and his game.
Brown. No good again that time. Memphis leading by 6. Over to the wing. Back to Melton. Clark outside. Morant passes to Clark. The shot comes out, and Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. And one thing about Griffin and the injuries, Greg, that he went through, he did everything he could to get his body back to where it needed to be.
And he didn't care what it was, yoga, weights, conditioning, you name it, because he knows how important it is to be able to elevate. And Griffin needs to be explosive, and he'll work 24/7 to make sure he is.
Here's Morant, following the bucket by the Nets. Passes to Melton. Inside, here's Anderson. Plays it up and banks it in.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Brown outside. Griffin against Morant. Griffin trying to get open. Claxton no good. And the Grizzlies leading by 6. And here's Morant. 22 points for him. Melton. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Melton's got 10 points here in the second half.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
And coming out of high school, Ja Morant said he was a no-star recruit. One reason he may have been overlooked was his small-town upbringing, growing up in Dalzell, South Carolina.
So for the Nets, Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Brown. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Adams, he's checked in for Brandon Clark. Jaren Jackson comes in for Anderson. And it's Dylan Brooks in for DeAnthony Melton. Mills can't hit.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end. Boy, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Blown opportunity.
24 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Bain, covered by Irving. Bain, no good. Outside Irving. Can they get it? That one doesn't go. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points right and basketball coming your way in just a minute. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
This was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. So on the floor for Memphis, Adams at center with Jackson next to him. Then Durant. Then it's Brooks. And it's Bain in a two-guard.
Yeah, that's fire right there. Morant practicing for the dunk contest. I see you, young fella.
Pass to Mills. Now Irving. 5 to shoot over Adams. And it's Irving missing.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Now here's Jackson, following the miss by Kyrie Irving. Count it. 13 points for Jaren Jackson.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now, here is Irving. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Griffin. Griffin's got 5 assists tonight. Memphis leading by 13.
I got him.
Morant outside. Durant with the steal. And Harris wide open. He shoots, sinks the three-pointer.
And, you know, guys, when Harris is getting to his spots and knocking them down, it really helps him get going.
Now here's Morant, covered by Mills. Pass to Bain. To the inside.
Get there.
Here's Jackson. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
And here's Mills from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Morant's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. From 13, off the left rim and out.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Takes the 13-footer. Griffin's shot is off. Memphis leading by 12.
Yo, watch him.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Adams' shot is good.
And this is where Adams has the biggest impact. The closer to the basket, the more effective he is.
Down low. And the rejection by Jackson. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. And the Nets making a change here. Harden's checked in. The Grizzlies also making a change. DeAnthony Melton, he's checked in for Bain.
Hey, go DMO James. Go DMO James. Go James.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Good on that shot, and with that, the Memphis lead is cut to just 11 on the basket from Irving. Irving against Morant. Here he goes.
Kick it out.
Here's Melton. Back to Morant. Over Durant. Rebound, Brooklyn. Harris has got 6 rebounds here tonight. It's stolen by Adams. Melton kicks to Morant. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter.
High effort play by Morant. He refuses to let the foul stop him from getting the shot up.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Jackson. Both free throws good from Morant.
And that puts him right around 90 from the free throw line. Really good work here in the second half.
Now, here is Harden. He's guarded by Melton. Here's Durant. Called on Blake Griffin. That'll be his second foul of the game. And here's Brooks. He'll bring it up for Memphis. The pass to Melton. Second shot opportunity. Adams' shot is off. Nets trail by 13. From outside the arc. Griffin's shot is off.
Yeah, it's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Yep, and they've simply shown more aggressiveness, guys. More desire to secure the ball.
Durant, the pass to Griffin. Looks good, and a nice assist from Durant. Griffin's got his first bucket in this one.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low.
And Anderson gets it to go.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Memphis leading by 13. Morant outside. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. The offensive rebound. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. And the Grizzlies lead by 15.
They have to put a body on Adams. He's too good of an offensive rebounder to not pay attention.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. They're behind by 15. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter.
Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He controlled every aspect of the game. It's fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. Now, here is Irving. Passes it to Harden. Misses the three. And the Grizzlies leading by 15.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance.
Free throws were a big factor in this one.
You know, it's always great to get a lot of shots at the line, but the key, they were able to convert tonight. You start making free throws, and it can get you the win.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
When it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game one has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
The one player that really stands up.
Oh my
great!
goodness! That was special!
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Here's Durant. Falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Easy feasting for KD. I mean, he's been killing them tonight. They just don't have an answer for him.
Morant passes to Anderson. 27 seconds left in the game. Back to Morant. 6 on the shot clock. A beautiful reverse layup. That's now 32 points for John Morant.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. Now here's Jones. So no problem for Memphis as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate. An awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.